Hey everyone, this video lesson I'm going to go over some of the problems on the review for Unit 9. Okay, so this will be to help you, and then I'm going to do some of the ones I don't do. I'm going to ask you to do them so you study for this exam. So I'm going to do the evens. I'm going to start with number 2, and notice this is saying solve by graphing, which means you use a calculator. But to be able to use a calculator, make sure that you always have a zero, okay, because you're trying to find the zeros. And notice this is saying to the nearest hundredth. We need to run to the nearest hundredth. So then this becomes 3x squared plus 7x minus 9 equals 0. Then I'm going to go to y equals on the calculator and enter that equation. Right, so there's the equation. I'm going to graph the function. And then we see the two intersections of the x-axis in this case. So I'm going to press second trace. I want the 0, so I'm going to enter 2. Then I'm going to do this. It's asking me for the right bound before it crosses the x-axis, and then after it crosses the x-axis. So then the 0 is at negative 3.2549. So I'm going to round this to negative 3.25. So then one intersection is at negative 3.25, comma, 0. And the other intersection, second trace, 2. Let's get to the other intersection of the x-axis before it crosses the x-axis, and then after it crosses the x-axis. And this one says that it's 0.9216, so 0.92, comma, 0. And there we have the solutions or the roots for this quadratic using a calculator. Okay, the next part says solve by factoring. So I'm going to do number 4 and number 6. So for number 4, I'm going to jump this 9 to the side. So then this becomes 2x squared minus 7x minus 15 equals 0. There is no GCF. So then I'm going to multiply 2 times negative 15. So I need to find the multiples of negative 30. That when I add them, they add to negative 7. So the only multiples that do this are 3 times 10. I need a negative 7 so that 3 gets the minus. Okay. So then this is 2x squared minus 10x plus 3x minus 15, and this is equal to 0. So GCF of this group is 2x, GCF of this group is 3. So then 2x times x minus 5 plus 3 times x minus 5. So then notice we have x minus 5 in common in the two groups, so then that's a GCF. So let's factor it out and then put together 2x plus 3. Now set each of the linear binomials or linear factors equal to 0. So then for this one, x equals 5. So one intersection is 5, comma, 0. The other, I'm going to jump the 3. So then this is 2x equals negative 3. Then divide by 2. So the other intersection is where x is negative 3 over 2 and y is 0. So there you have the solutions to this quadratic equation. All right, number 10. So I'm going to jump this the 10x's to this side. So then we have 0 equals 10 x squared minus 10x. And then there's a GCF of x. So I'm going to factor that out. So then we have x equals 0. That's one solution. So one point of intersection is the origin. And the other is x minus 10 equals 0, which means x equals 10 because you add 10 to both sides. So the other point of intersection is 10, comma, 0. And there you have the two solutions to this quadratic equation. All right, so for number 8, okay, number 8, this is asking us to use a discriminant. And the discriminant is this formula, which is b squared minus 4ac. So a is 1, b is 6, and c is 10. So then we have square root of b, which is 6 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 10. Okay, so this is, let's see, 6 squared is 36, negative 4 times 1 is negative 4, negative 4 times 10 is negative 40, so 36 minus 40, which is negative 4. So what this is asking us is, use a discriminant to describe the solutions. So we know this is equal to a negative number because this is equal to 2i, right? So then this one has two imaginary So if we had to describe, then this one has two imaginary solutions. Even though it's not asking you to find them, it's just asking you to determine if the solutions are real solutions, imaginary solutions, or maybe if it's two solutions, or there are real numbers, one solution. If it's one, then it's a double, meaning the vertex is right on the x-axis. Okay, so that's how you do number 9. Okay, number 10. For number 10, in this case, we are using the quadratic formula. So then A is 1, implied to be 1, this is B, and this is C. So then x equals, the sign of B is negative, so let's make it positive, okay? And I just copied the quadratic formula here. So then the B is the opposite sign of B, so this is negative, so that becomes positive 8 plus or minus square root of B squared. So for the sake of time, I just plugged in for B, A, and C here. So then this is x equals 8 plus or minus. This is what 8 squared is negative. Negative times negative is positive, so 64. And this is negative times negative, that's positive. So 64, 4 times 9 is 36. So then this is the square root of 100 over 2. Okay, so then x equals 8 plus or minus, square root of 100 is 10 over 2. So then one is 8 plus 10 over 2, and the other is 8 minus 10 over 2. So for this one, this is 16 over 2, which is equal to 8, which means one intersection is where x is 0 and x is 8 and y is 0. And for this one, this is 2 over 2, which is 1. So then the other intersection is where x is 1 and y is 0. So there we have the two roots of this quadratic function using the quadratic formula. Okay, right, number 12. So for number 12, this one here, this is A, this is B, and this is C. And again, I'm just going to plug into this value, and I'm going to pause the video, copy it so that this is not too long. Okay, so I've substituted for A, B, and C in the quadratic formula. Then I'm going to simplify. Negative 6 squared is 36, but negative and I don't know, yeah, this is supposed to be 9, right? So that's 9. So this is 36, negative 4 times 9 is negative 36. Negative 36 times 1, that's still negative 36. Positive 36 and negative 36 combine to 0. So then x equals 6 plus or minus the square root of 0 over 2 times 9, which is 18. Well, this is just 6 plus or minus 0 over 18, which is just 6 over 18, which simplifies to 1/3. Therefore, the solution to this equation is 1/3, comma, 0, because we have a 0 inside of the in the discriminant. So the discriminant is 0. So this means the vertex is right on the x-axis. So there's only one solution, and this one is a double solution, okay, because we're supposed to have two of them. So I'm going to go to the next page, and let's see what we have there. So this is number 14, and since I'm doing the events, this is asking us to state the domain and the range of the graph shown using set notation. So notice, from this point, the graph goes to the left, okay? So then once I see that, the arrow implies that it's going to go to negative infinity. So don't forget, domain you always read from left to right. And this is saying set notation. So then domain is x such that x is going to the left. So it's going to be less than. It does start from that point. So less than or equal to negative 3. The range, this is the bottom, and then it's going to keep going up. So, and it's asking for domain, it's asking for the range, so I'm giving you the domain. So let's do the range. It doesn't take that long to do. So y such that y from this value, the graph goes up. So it's going to be greater than or equal to, and the y value at this point is 0. So this is what it's actually asking you to find, okay, the range. All right, so that's number 14. Number 16, put in vertex form. So for this one, we're going to use completing the square. So you take the b value, divide that by 2. So then the equation becomes x plus 6 squared minus 3. But then you have to find what you need to undo outside. Okay, so the easiest way is to take this 6 and square it. Okay, and that is equal to 36. Since it's positive 36, then I need to undo it over here. So subtract 36. So then the equation in vertex form is y equals x plus 6 squared minus 39, which means the vertex for this parabola is at -6, -39. All right, number 18. If a rectangle has an area of x squared minus 10x plus 16, what expression in terms of, let's say in terms of x would represent the length and width of the rectangle? So this is just asking you to factor. Since a is 1, then find multiples of the number 16 that when you add them, they add to a -10. Well, the only multiples of 16 that add up to -10 are 2 times 8, right? So 2 times 8, notice, multiply to positive, add to negative, so they both have to be negative. And this is supposed to be a 2. So once we get these multiples, we are basically done. Okay, so then this will factor as x minus 2 times x minus 8. And what expression in terms of x will represent the length and the width? So there you have the length and the width, and if you need a diagram for this, okay, so this is the rectangle, and this is the length, and this is the width. So you can do x minus 8 is here, and this is x minus 2, and there's the length and the width. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.